Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a growing storm within the uMkhonto weSizwe party, better known as the MK party, where tensions are rising, accusations are flying, and leadership is being fiercely contested. At the center of this political drama is Floyd Shivambu, the party's Secretary General, now facing calls for his removal. But this isn't just a routine internal squabble, it's a crisis marked by tribalism, power struggles, and questions over governance, all unfolding under the shadow of former President Jacob Zuma's political legacy. Let's unpack what's happening, what it means for the MK party, and how it might impact the broader South African political landscape. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our deep dives into South African politics. So, who is Floyd Shivambu and why is he suddenly under fire? For many South Africans, Shivambu is a familiar face, a fiery political figure who rose to prominence as the deputy president of the EFF, and more recently took on a powerful role within the newly formed MK party. His appointment as Secretary General was seen as a strategic masterstroke, bringing experience and credibility to a party still carving out its identity. But fast forward to today, and that same leadership is being challenged from within. A powerful faction inside the MK party, reportedly aligned with certain traditional leaders, is now calling for Shivambu's head. They've accused him of financial mismanagement and unilateral decision-making, painting a picture of a leader who acts without consultation and undermines the party's collective direction. Critics say he's been making key decisions behind closed doors, sidelining other influential figures, and creating confusion among grassroots supporters. But Shivambu's supporters aren't staying quiet. They argue that this isn't just about leadership or governance. They're pointing to something far more sinister: tribalism. According to this camp, the campaign against Shivambu is rooted in ethnic tensions, with certain groups allegedly exploiting tribal affiliations to discredit and remove him. It's a serious charge, one that brings back painful memories of how tribalism has long been used as a political tool to divide South Africans. Let's pause for a moment and consider what that means. South Africa's political history is riddled with tribal dynamics, from apartheid-era divide and rule tactics to the post-apartheid struggle for unity. The African National Congress, for all its faults, spent decades trying to overcome those divisions. But in a country still deeply affected by identity politics, the accusation that tribalism is playing a role in the MK party's internal disputes is both disturbing and revealing. And while this crisis plays out, one man is standing firmly behind Shivambu: Jacob Zuma. Zuma, the MK party's president and the man whose political charisma helped launch the party in the first place, has publicly expressed full confidence in Shivambu. Despite the growing pressure, Zuma has made it clear that he sees no reason to remove his Secretary General. That's significant, not just because of Zuma's stature within the party, but because it hints at deeper loyalties and strategies at play. For Zuma, the MK party isn't just another opposition party. It's a political comeback vehicle, a platform to challenge the ANC's dominance and reassert himself in South African politics. Shivambu, in this equation, is a key player, someone Zuma likely sees as both an ally and an asset. But here's the catch: Zuma's support may not be enough to calm the storm. The factionalism within the MK party appears to be escalating. Behind the scenes, some traditional leaders are reportedly working to consolidate power, seeking leadership changes that would give them greater influence. If those changes succeed, it could completely reshape the party's direction, and potentially isolate figures like Shivambu who aren't aligned with those tribal structures. And let's not forget the optics. To the average South African voter, the MK party is still trying to define what it stands for. It emerged as a populist force, promising radical change, justice for the poor, and a return to moral leadership. But with these internal battles now playing out in public, the party's image is taking a hit. Questions are being asked: is this a party of unity or division? Is it serious about governance, or is it simply replicating the worst power games of the past? These are the stakes. And they go far beyond one man's leadership. If the MK party continues down this road of internal conflict, it risks becoming irrelevant, just another splinter party defined by infighting and factionalism. But if it can resolve these issues, embrace diversity, and put forward a united front, it could emerge as a powerful force ahead of the next elections. So, what happens next? Sources close to the party say negotiations are ongoing behind closed doors, with attempts to mediate between the warring factions. There are also reports that some senior members are pushing for a national consultative conference to address grievances and reshape the leadership structure. But whether that happens, and whether Shivambu survives the political storm, remains to be seen. What is clear is that tribalism, once again, has reared its head in South African politics. And while we'd like to believe we've moved past such divisions, this story is a reminder that the past is never really behind us. Ethnic loyalty, power consolidation, and leadership struggles remain part of the political fabric, and how we address them will determine the future of parties like MK, and indeed, the future of the country. In the end, this is about more than Floyd Shivambu. It's about the soul of a party that claims to be different. It's about whether a movement born out of frustration with the status quo can rise above the very same divisions that plague the rest of the political landscape. And perhaps most importantly, it's about whether South African voters are paying attention. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Shivambu is being targeted unfairly? Or is it time for new leadership in the MK party? Is tribalism playing a bigger role than people are willing to admit? We want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone following South Africa's political shifts. Your support helps us keep bringing you informed, in-depth coverage of the stories that matter. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.